While on the surface, the town is the town, it's also clear that everything's different. There are so many fewer people, and it's like one of those ghost towns you find in the movies. There are a few cars around, a few people walking out and around, but the town's shut down, and that's going to be the case, I think, for some time. And where before people were quite friendly, they would say good morning and we'd have a conversation, people are a bit nervous to do that for obvious reasons, right? We understand why we have to do these social distancing. And as that walker goes up there, we have to look ahead about how the world's going to be and how it's going to impact how we do business, how we do life. How do we make new connections? Many of us have done these networking events. We've gone to places with 1,000, 10,000 people or more and spent days shaking hands and saying hello, often celebrating the night away, and in that social environment getting to know who people really are and building those kind of relationships and friendships that can make all the difference. But now that's not going to be the case, and virtual, while it works, it's not the same. There's something that gets lost by text, by Zoom, by video, and while we can get to know each other, there is that physical aspect that we can't tell that makes us human. And maybe it doesn't, maybe it's something we're actually evolving through as we step forward. But I think for myself, if you had a choice between the virtual environments and the physical, I'm still going to choose the physical. And there's something about that I don't think will change in our lifetime. But it might change in the future, it may have to, as we step into this idea of the avatars and holographics, as we step into a whole different way of doing life and business. And a lot of the environments we grew up in and work in, they were shaped by the focus at the time, whether that's survival or economics, but they were focused and shaped in that way. And so today, as we move forward, we have to question how that's going to work out. Just pausing as a walker walks ahead, right? So, the sun is out a bit, which is good. Chance to walk. But even if it was raining, we can still walk if we have the right equipment, we have the right atmosphere, we have the right clothing. The truth of it is, planet Earth is our home, and yet for many of us, including me for most of my life, and even now, we don't think of it that way. We think of ourselves very locked and limited into the town we grew up or the country that we have a passport for, and we don't really think globally. We were talking this morning about a business that's doing 1,000 customers an hour. Just imagine that, 1,000 customers an hour for your new business, or an extra 1,000 customers an hour. Now for you, possibly you're going, is that all? I'm used to millions of customers an hour. But for many people, that volume is actually quite high. It's about 9 million people a year, if it's consistent. And it's quite a strange thing to imagine how you'd have to look after that, how you'd have to build your systems, your team, your thinking to handle that. Even if it was just one complaint an hour, that's 1,000 people an hour, that's 1 an hour complaining, 20 people an hour, and if it took a few hours to handle them, you could be non-stop handling that complaint at less than 1%. Well, the truth of it, human beings love to complain. We find things to fix, find things to complain about, to tweak. And on the good days, we find to celebrate the fact we can walk, the fact we can talk, the fact that buildings are still standing, the sun is out, and there's a bit of hope.